Hey guys, it's me Pamela from memphisfoodtrutter.blogspot.com, and today we have a very special episode of Pamela Fear Not because I'm trying a recipe and it's for my sister's birthday. She loves Chipotle but hasn't been there in a little while, but she did mention two things that she really loved from there. So today we're gonna make one of the recipes and then I'll upload another video of the other recipe. Today I'm going to try and recreate a copycat version of Chipotle's queso. It does have a lot of different components in it, which adds of course to the flavor. So if you're interested in love Chipotle's queso dip, then stay tuned and see how I make my recreation. First, prep your veggies. I have minced garlic, onion, and serrano pepper. I'm going to cut a small poblano pepper in half, and with the skin side up, I'm going to roast it in the oven for 20 minutes at 425. I'm going to dice up one Roma tomato. I'm only going to use about half of this in the cheese dip, but the rest of my chopped veggies I'm going to use in a different dish. Now it's time to grate 2 different white cheeses. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to try out my newest Amazon purchase, but it only ended up frustrating me, so I do not recommend this product for soft cheeses. My peppers have been roasted, so now I'm going to put them in a little Tupperware with a lid on so I can steam it, and this helps me peel the skin later. We do not want the skin with the pepper. I actually forgot about my poblano peppers until I was already cooking in the middle of cooking my cheese dip, but you definitely need to peel the skin off, and then they'll be nice and soft and tender, so they'll be really easy to just cut up. Now that everything has been prepped, I'm going to start cooking now. So I'm going to heat up a nonstick pot and add in about a tablespoon of butter, and once that gets foamy, I'm going to add in all of my vegetables and saute them. Once my vegetables have softened, I'm going to add in my spices and seasoning, especially with cumin. I kind of like to toast it with the veggies to get fragrance instead of adding it after I've added the liquid. So I'm going to have whole cumin and garlic powder. You can of course use ground cumin. I just didn't have ground cumin. And you can use chili powder, but I happen to have some leftover adobo sauce from a can of Chipotle I had used earlier in the week for a different recipe. So I added that in, and then I'm just going to mix it all in. And then once it gets fragrant, that's when I'm going to add in all the liquid. Now I'm going to add in my liquid. So my liquid is going to be 1 can of evaporated milk. I am going to keep a little bit of the milk in the can, and that's because I'm going to stir in about a tablespoon of cornstarch into the leftover milk in the can. I'm going to stir it, and then I'm going to add it to the pot. The reason I do this is because if you add a cornstarch straight to the pot, it's just going to get really lumpy and hard to smooth out. So it's best to pre-mix it first in a little bit of liquid and then add it in. And basically I just want this to thicken up. Once it's thickened up, you can turn the stove off and then add in all of your grated cheese, the Monterey Jack, and the white cheddar. Now, I forgot to turn off the heat, so I kept cooking it, but unfortunately with that, it kind of splits a little bit, so the texture wasn't as smooth as it was supposed to be. However, I ate it, my sister ate it, and it was fine. So don't worry if it splits a little, it's still edible, but definitely turn the heat off, and there is enough heat left over to melt the cheese. So pretty much I'm done making my cheese dip, and that's when I realized I forgot to add in the poblano. So I quickly peeled the skin off, chopped it up, and added it in. It didn't really need much cooking, it just needs to be added into the cheese dip because remember I roasted it, so it was already cooked. So technically I was supposed to kind of saute it with the other vegetables, but again, it's already cooked, so it's all right adding it at the end. So here we have a small portion of the Chipotle Copycats queso dip, and I am going to try it with some tostada chips that I have. You know, I thought it'd be a little bit too much with all those different ingredients, but because there's such small amounts of them, they each add a little something to it. It's definitely flavorful, and it's not really that spicy. You could definitely kick it up a notch with all the spice, because I did have still half of a small poblano left over, and I had more. I could have chopped up more serrano peppers, but overall there's a very flavorful dip. You can definitely make this to be double, so if you're serving, of course, like a party or whatever, you could have more. This, I think, it's in my pot, and I think this probably good fits into 2 different pint containers, so it definitely does make a lot. If you really have a lot of people, then you could definitely double the amounts. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely hope my sister likes it. And please give this a like if you enjoyed watching me try to make Chipotle's queso dip. And click the down description box for the links. And thank you guys for subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next video where I try to make the dressing from Chipotle. See you guys later. Bye.